What do service providers need to overcome to master the market, which is now becoming of supreme importance?
So traditionally, and even today, most operators have had two separate systems. And I'm talking from a platform and a technology perspective, two separate systems for the consumer and the enterprise. And for the reasons I already said, the consumer stack or the consumer systems have received a lot of attention, and they are reasonably up to the task, in terms of supporting modern use cases. For the enterprise, though, it's a different story, because for the most part, many operators had really archaic systems, where features such as, real-time charging, for instance, was not important, and you could actually afford to process the enterprise records in batch, maybe even a week or 2 weeks later, and it was not uncommon. But 5G, because of the requirements and the use cases that's coming up or being driven by 5G, actually changes that, because all of a sudden you need to have real-time processing of records, you need to have real-time charging and so on. So that in itself is a huge shift, going from where the enterprise stack is today to something that's quite ahead in terms of features and functionality and so on. And also, because we are looking at radically new systems for 5G, many operators are actively considering using that or having that as a green field, which is to say that they would be set up by its own without having too many interconnections, as a new system, and at the same time using it as a test bed, which is, there is a lot of new technologies around cloud native architecture and microservices-based development and so on, and there is a growing number of operators who are considering using their greenfield 5G-focused enterprise stack as the test bed of experimenting the next generation of technologies. So all of these actually brings into play a lot of change within operators. Certainly there is a lot of new technology coming in and you need to have the expertise for that. But also at a people perspective, there is this need to drive new teams, new way of working, new processes that can actually absorb the benefits of new technology.